Hello, welcome back. Happy Bookmas. We are almost done with Bookmas. It's a little bittersweet for me. It's been hard, but it's been a lot of fun. And today I have one of my, I feel like I say this every video, but I have one of my favorite videos to make, and that is my yearly tier list of all the books that I read in the year. So far, I've read 54 books in the year of 2025. Please discard how I look like a absolute mess, but I'm gonna go ahead and shrink myself and put myself up here in just a second, so it won't even be distracting for you guys, okay? I promise. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get straight into the tier ranking. So today I have it in 5 different categories per usual tier list. So our S tier is 5 stars. Obviously, I feel like that is pretty self-explanatory. And then we have couldn't put down. These are probably like 4 stars. Something about them was a little bit off to make me not rate them a 5 stars, but they're still books that I think about like probably every day. And then we have our middle section, which is I totally recommend. These are probably like the 3 stars of my year. They weren't like 100% my cup of tea, but obviously 3 stars is a really great rating and I totally recommend it to people. And then we have has some redeemable qualities. These are kind of like lower than 3 stars, I guess. Just like, I'm not necessarily glad I finished it, but I mean, like I powered through. And then we have at the very bottom, should have DNF'd, which is very self-explanatory. So I have all of my books here. It's not all of them because I think I didn't put all of the Heartstoppers in here. I just put the 5th one because I'm just gonna rate them all together. And they're all out of order, so fuck it. So first we have The Right Move. This was really good to me. It re-sparked my interest in sports romance and it re-sparked my interest in the series as a whole. So I'm gonna put I totally recommend, or actually I think I'm gonna put couldn't put down because I know that the next one is in this as well and I liked it a little bit less, but we will get to that. And then I have The Ballad of Never After, and this, honestly, it has some redeemable qualities, mostly because it's the sequel in a trilogy, and so I felt like I kind of had to finish it, but it just wasn't my favorite. And then we have The Night and the Moth, which was one of my favorite books of the year. It wasn't quite a 5 stars for me, but I loved it so much. I can't believe Rachel Gillick is that talented. Next, I have Love in Other Words. This was a reread for me, so obviously it's a 5-star book for me. I don't normally count rereads that are 5 stars as a 5-star book of the year. So if you watch my 5 stars video, it wasn't in there, but that's just because I already knew going into it, it was gonna be a 5-star. Then we have With Any Luck, which was a part of a little novella series on Amazon. And honestly, I don't remember anything about this. So I'm just gonna put has some redeemable qualities, such as being really fast-paced because it's a novella. Next, we have Done and Dusted, and this literally sparked something in me, so I'm gonna put couldn't put down. It wasn't a 5-star for me because there were a few things at the end that kind of ruined it for me. It really came during a time in a slump where I just needed something, and I'm obsessed with this series now. Next, I have The Only One Left, and I'm gonna put this in I totally recommend. We all know by now that I'm not normally a thriller girly, but this one, the twist was actually twisting. Next, we have People Watching, and I'm gonna put this in, honestly, I think I'm gonna put it in should have DNF'd because A, I don't really remember much about it besides disliking a lot of it, and B, it was a big letdown from Hannah Bonham Young because I just really like her writing style and I was waiting for this one all year, but it just did not live up to the hype. Okay, I'm actually gonna move this so that we can do them all together. First, we obviously have Powerless. I haven't shut up about this book and it's not the last time you'll hear about it because I have a fun video coming out in a couple of days for Bookmas that really just completely revolves around the series. Next we have Powerful, which I'm gonna put couldn't put down because it is a novella, but it's also probably the best novella I've ever read. It's hard to put such depth in a novella, but Lauren Roberts did a really good job with this one. And then I have Reckless, which is the 2nd book, and I'm gonna put, I couldn't put it down. It wasn't my favorite, and I've heard that it's a lot of people's least favorites, but I'm just so engrossed in these characters and this story. Also, I don't know why Misery is in here. This is, I never read this. Oh my god, I didn't read either of these books. It's okay, we're gonna move on. Okay. Next we have 107 Days. I'm gonna put this in, I totally recommend. If you are into politics and interested in that kind of thing, definitely give this one a shot. Definitely listen to it, like I said before. Kamala actually reads it herself, and so that's a nice touch. Next I have Heartstopper, and like I said earlier, we're just gonna put this as the whole series. These are graphic novels that are so fast that, I don't know, to me they're just one book, if that makes sense, even though they're different volumes. But I'm gonna put this immediately in 5 stars. I love these characters so much. There's just something special and different about this series that I love, and I'm dying to watch the show. I don't know what's taking me so long, but I will get there. Next we have Lights Out, and I think I'm gonna put this one in shoulda DNF'd as well. I don't think I rated it that awful, but it was just so cringy and so millennial. I don't even know why I read it. I think I just wanted to be a part of the hype. Next we have The Thrashers, and I'm gonna put this in, I totally recommend. I haven't heard a lot of people talking about this, especially this year, and it's like a really fun, like, whodunit x Mean Girls x thriller x high school. I don't know, I just made that up off the top of my head, but I thought it was really fun, especially for a thriller. Next we have Sunrise on the Reaping, and I'm gonna put this in, I totally recommend, because I do think it did take me a while to get through it. I did listen to it, which I definitely recommend because the person who narrates it sounds a lot like Haymitch, like the original Haymitch. And then we have Before I Let Go, and I'm gonna put this in, I couldn't put down. This was, I think, a 4-star read for me, and I really loved it. It was just such a raw and emotional romance that we don't really get very often, I guess. I'm very behind on finishing the rest of the series, but I'm hoping to get to it next year. Then we have First Time Caller. This was a lot of fun. I'm gonna put it in couldn't put down. I think it was just such a perfect read during Valentine's Day. It came out around that time, and I think it genuinely was just perfect for that. It's such a little bubbly, fun, fast-paced romance, and BK Borison's writing is like one of my favorites. Next I have Out of the Woods, and I'm gonna put this in I totally recommend because it was fun. I didn't hate it, but it's not my favorite by her. I actually was a little bit more let down with this one as well, because Out on a Limb was actually the first book I read from her this year, which we will get to, and I just went into this having such high hopes because it is like high school sweethearts, I think, and they're trying to rekindle their romance and their love for each other, and me and my boyfriend are we're high school sweethearts, so I thought I would just like kind of connect with it, but I honestly didn't, but it was still really cute and fun, so definitely still recommend it. Next we have Caught Up, and I liked this one a little bit less than The Right Move. I went into it with such high hopes because I'm more of a baseball girly, and they kept describing the male main character as like a Clark Kent lookalike, and so I was excited for it, but it just, I don't know, I think the whole like single dad trope is just not necessarily always for me, so I still totally recommend it. I love this series, and this one is cute, especially if you like those kind of tropes. Next I have The Answer Is No by Frederick Bachman. This is a novella of his. I'm gonna put this in couldn't put down because it was a lot of fun. I tried to read Beartown by him recently, and I DNF'd it. Not recently, it was earlier this year. And I DNF'd it, and I really just wanted to be a part of the loop of his writing style because I know a lot of people love it. And I really enjoyed it in this one in particular. It was just so goofy, but also like just so fun and so Frederick Bachman, if that makes sense. Next we have Love Theoretically, and I'm gonna put this in couldn't put down. This is probably my second favorite Ali Hazelwood book that I've read so far. I took way too long to read it, and I'm so sad I did because something about it just really did it for me. Next I have Normal People by Sally Rooney, and I think I'm gonna put this in has some redeemable qualities because genuinely it was not for me, and I just wanted it to be for me so bad. This is like a Dawn of Book Talk book that has always been recommended on there, and people literally ride or die for this book. Next we have Scythe, and I also haven't shut up about this book all year. It was my first 5-star read of the year, and I honestly still think about it a lot, especially with the way AI is progressing today. It's just a really fun sci-fi book that I feel like everyone should read. I feel like it's just like such a fun concept that there's no way you would have a bad time reading it. Then I have the Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. This was like a part of a Valentine's Day novella series on Amazon as well. This was really cute. It was a silly premise, but I definitely couldn't put it down, obviously because it's a novella, but also because it was actually well written. Like I said earlier about Lauren Roberts. Lauren Roberts and Abby Jimenez have such a talent at writing novellas and making them very deep in such a short time period. Then we have Funny Story, and this was also a reread for this year for me, and so it is a 5 stars. It is always a 5 stars, and it's definitely my favorite Emily Henry book. I feel like it doesn't get enough hype, you know? And then we have the infamous Out on a Limb. I keep talking about it here, and this was I couldn't put down book because I almost just put it in 5 stars. I feel like I'm honestly gonna put it in 5 stars just because I keep talking about it, especially in this video. I also keep thinking about it. Like, I read this early January, February, sometime around then, and I still think about this book and how just cute and bubbly and different it is from other romances. Then we have The House of My Mother, and this was so good. I don't typically rate memoirs 5 stars, but for the sake of this video as well, I'm gonna put it in 5 stars because this is probably one of my favorite memoirs of the year, and it's just so well written. I don't know, like, of course people want these dramatic stories, but sometimes the authors rush to put them out that they kind of just either suck at writing or, like, I don't know what gets lost in translation there, but she did such a good job with this, and I recommend it to literally everyone. I have like 3 books in here that I didn't read that I don't know how it happened, whatever. Next we'll have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This was my most anticipated release of this year, and it sucked. I hated it so much, so I'm gonna put in I Should Have DNF'd. So sorry to my girl Abby Jimenez. She is my favorite author ever. But this one, there's just no redeeming qualities for this one. Okay, so The Right Move is also on here twice. This is looking really crazy. Like, oh my god, I look so unprepared. Honestly, I'm very unprepared. I'm always unprepared. Okay. Then we have Problematic Summer Romance by Allie Hazelwood. This was really cute. I'm gonna put it in I Totally Recommend, mostly because I don't remember 100% of what goes on in this, and I also think it took me forever to read it because I was in a book slump, but that is no fault of the books. I was going through it, okay? One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. I'm gonna put this in Couldn't Put Down. I don't think I rated it higher than a 3 stars, but I haven't stopped thinking about this book since I read it, and I think I would have loved it more if I didn't listen to it. Then we have My Last Breath by Jeremy Renner. I really liked this when I first read it. But I kind of think I've been swayed by Jeremy Renner, like, personality online and like other people's like opinions of this, which I know I shouldn't let that happen. I'm gonna be fair and I'll put it in I Couldn't Put It Down because I really couldn't. I did listen to it because he does read it himself, and I couldn't stop listening even though it was icking me out a lot. Next we have Onyx Storm. Maybe we'll actually, okay, let's do Iron Flame first because obviously I'm gonna put this in, oof, I'm gonna put this in I should have DNF'd because it was long, redundant, and unnecessary. Same thing with Onyx Storm. I'm gonna put it in should have DNF'd because it was literally the same thing. We kept going in circles the whole book, and they're not like making me excited for the rest of the series. I don't even know if I'll finish it. Then we have A Novel Love Story. I'm gonna put this in has some redeemable qualities. It just wasn't my favorite. I don't know if I'm a person that likes the magical realism of her books. Promise Me Sunshine. I'm gonna put this in I Totally Recommend. I think it's super cute. It's super deep and emotional. I loved the way the author navigated grief with the female main character in this. It was just very beautifully done. Next we have Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, and this has caused so much controversy this year, but I personally really enjoyed it. I couldn't put it down. I think the 2 different timelines, or like 2 different stories going on at once, was really enthralling, and to me Emily Henry could just do no wrong. Then we have Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. I'm gonna put this in has some redeemable qualities. It's not my favorite Allie Hazelwood book. I think it was just redundant and there were plot points that were very unnecessary. Also, it was very highly marketed as her most spiciest book, and to me it just wasn't spicy. Like, I don't know. Like, next we have Educated, and I'm gonna put this in I totally recommend. This is honestly life-changing of a book. It was a great read, and I think everyone should read it at least once in their life. Then we have Down the Drain by Julia Fox. I want to put this in I totally recommend. I think it was fun, and I liked seeing a lifestyle that was just so different from mine growing up. Julia Fox is so silly. Summer in the City by Alex Astor. This is her first romance and my only book that I've ever read from her. I'm gonna put it in I couldn't put it down. It was so fast-paced, so fun. I love a good billionaire story when it's done right, and it was done perfectly in this book. Then we have The Conditions of Will. I'm gonna put that in 5 stars. It's just unlike any romance I've ever read, and I love these characters a lot. And then we have Book Lovers, which was also 5 stars for me. I think it's my second favorite Emily Henry book, but don't quote me on that. Then we have Beneath the Stars, and I should have DNF'd this, but it was a book club book for me, and I wanted to finish it and be able to talk about it. But it sucked. It's not a well-written book, but all the drama kind of pulls you in, so I don't know, take that how you will. I didn't read Beartown. I actually DNF'd it. I DNF'd both of these, so I guess we could just put those in there. Next we have Swift and Saddled, which is the second book in after Done and Dusted, and I'm gonna put this in couldn't put down either because both of these were really good. I think I rated them the exact same. Then we have Soul Searching by Lila Sage, and I'm gonna put this in has some redeemable qualities. I genuinely think I blacked out when I read this book because I don't remember anything that happened really. I think it has some redeemable qualities because it's spooky and like perfect to read during the spooky season, but something was just up with me that day, I guess. Then we have Matthew Perry's memoir. I'm pretty sure it's called like Friends, Lovers, and the Big Terrible Thing. I would recommend this, especially if you are a Friends lover like me. It was just very, it was a very out-of-body experience to listen to this because there were a lot of points where he was talking about how he should have been dead, and I listened to this after his death. He reads it himself. So it's just a very out-of-body experience, but it's also really good. It's not the best written, I'm gonna be honest. It's one of those memoirs where I'm like, this was kind of cash grabby, but like, I love Matthew Perry and I love Friends, so it was okay for me. But if you're not interested in like poor writing and a lot of like weird time skips, maybe this one's not for you. Next we have Not Another Love Song. During the first half of this book, I hated it and I thought I was going to DNF it, but I actually ended up really liking it in the second half. So I'm gonna put in I totally recommend. I know that might be kind of controversial, like if it takes a whole half of a book to enjoy it, then maybe it's not for anyone, but I feel like I was just being really picky in the first half, so I still think that there are people out there that will enjoy the whole thing, like from start to finish. It was just not enjoyable for me for the first half, but I still liked it and I rated it pretty highly. Next we have Hemlock and Silver by T. Kingfisher. I'm gonna put this in I totally recommend. I think T. Kingfisher's books don't get a lot of recognition that they should. This one was really fun, and I went into it very blind, but I had a lot of fun. It's a very like fairy tale-esque, like middle school me would have loved this, but it's also like more grown up, if that makes sense. It's actually a Snow White retelling, very loosely. I didn't ping that until I read it later and I was like, oh my gosh, you're right, that was a Snow White retelling. So yeah. Well folks, that is our tier list right here. As you can tell, I'm a very picky person. We only have 9 books in the S tier and 2 of those were rereads. So, but I think like this makes sense. Like thinking back on my rating in the books that I read this year, I feel like this makes a lot of sense. I rated a lot of books 4 stars or 3 stars, but I did also have a lot of books this year that I didn't necessarily love. Well, with that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video as much as I did. I love doing tier rankings, just really for anything, but I also really like doing my end of year tier rankings because I like to look back on the year and remember all the books that I read. Let me know down below what your S tier books of 2025 were. I hope you enjoyed today's video and I hope you'll stick around for another day of Bookmas tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.